Have you ever stared into a mirror and felt like the person looking back wasn't really you? Maybe for a split second. Their expression was off, their smile a little too wide, their eyes a little too dark. We all have those moments, right? We dismiss them as tricks of the light, our own fatigue playing games with our perception. That's what I thought too. Until the day my reflection started talking back. It started subtly. I'd be brushing my teeth, and my reflection would stop just a fraction of a second after I did. I'd raise my hand to wave, and its hand would linger in the air a moment too long. I told myself I was stressed, overworked, maybe not getting enough sleep. It's amazing what the mind can convince itself of when the alternative is too terrifying to consider. One Tuesday morning, I was getting ready for work, adjusting my tie in the hallway mirror. It's an old, ornate thing that came with the house, tall and imposing. As I tightened the knot, I noticed my reflection wasn't mirroring my action. Its hands were still, hanging at its sides. Its head was tilted slightly, a smirk playing on its lips. A cold dread, sharp and icy, shot down my spine. I froze, my own hand still on my tie. He spoke. His voice was mine, but not. It was deeper, with a raspy, confident edge that my own voice lacked. Tired of the routine? He asked, his smirk widening into a full-blown grin. My heart hammered against my ribs. I couldn't breathe. I tried to speak, to scream, but no sound came out. I was paralyzed. A statue staring at a living, breathing impossibility. Don't be scared, he purred, taking a step closer to the surface of the mirror. His image rippled, like a stone had been dropped into a still pond. I'm you, the better you, the one who isn't afraid to take what he wants. He looked me up and down with an expression of pure disdain. You're so predictable, so weak. I finally found my voice, a choked whisper. What are you? He laughed, a sound that was both familiar and utterly alien. I told you, I'm you, the real you, the one you keep locked away behind all your rules and your fears. While you're out there, punching a clock, paying your bills, being a good little boy, I'm in here, watching, waiting. And I've gotten so bored over the next few days. He became a constant presence. Every reflective surface was a portal. The bathroom mirror, the window on the bus, the screen of my turned-off phone. He'd appear, offering commentary on my life. He'd mock my interactions with my boss, sneer at my choice of lunch, and criticize my fumbling attempts at conversation with a cute barista. He was a poison, seeping into every corner of my existence. He started showing me things, glimpses of a world on his side of the glass. It looked like my world, but sharper. The colors were more vibrant, the shadows deeper. In his world, he wasn't fumbling. He was charming, confident, ruthless. He got the promotion I was passed over for. He drove a better car. He wasn't just talking to the barista. He was walking out of the coffee shop with her, her laughter echoing in a way she never laughed for me. See, he'd say, his eyes gleaming. This could be us. This is what you're denying yourself. The temptation was a strange, sickening pull. A part of me, a dark and buried part, was fascinated. It was a life without consequences, a life of pure want. But then, the glimpses turned darker. I saw him being cruel, manipulative. I saw him hurting people I cared about, not with physical violence, but with words that cut deeper than any knife. I saw the fear in their eyes as he smiled, that predatory smile. This wasn't a better version of me. It was a monster wearing my face. The turning point came when he started talking about getting out. This glass is getting thin, he said one evening, his palm pressed against the mirror. The glass seemed to bend under his touch, distorting his face into a grotesque mask. I can feel the world out there. I can almost taste it. We just need to switch places, just for a little while. Let me have a turn. Panic, pure and undiluted, consumed me. I knew, with absolute certainty, that if he ever got out, he would never let me back in. He would consume my life, destroy everything I held dear, and leave a trail of wreckage in his wake. My boring, predictable life suddenly seemed like a precious sanctuary. I started covering the mirrors. First a big one in the hall, then the bathroom mirror, then any and every reflective surface I could find. I used blankets, towels, newspapers. My apartment became a dark, shrouded cave. But it was no use. He'd appear in the reflection of a water glass, in the polished back of a spoon, his taunts now laced with frustration and anger. "You can't hide from me forever." His voice would echo from a puddle on the street. "I am a part of you. Sooner or later, you'll have to look." He was right. I couldn't live like this. I was becoming a prisoner in my own home, in my own life. I was terrified of my own reflection. The exhaustion was setting in. I was losing. One night, I stood before the large hallway mirror, the sheet I'd thrown over it clutched in my hand. My heart was a drum solo in my chest. I was tired of running, tired of being afraid. I had to face him. I took a deep breath and pulled the sheet away. There he was. He looked furious. His face was contorted in a snarl, his eyes burning with hatred. Finally, he hissed, ready to give up. "No," I said, my voice shaking but firm. "I'm ready to fight. This is my life, not yours." He laughed. "Fight? With what? You have nothing. I have everything you want to be." He slammed his fist against the inside of the mirror, and a spiderweb of cracks erupted on the surface. Not on his side, on mine. A chilling realization dawned on me. He wasn't just a reflection. He had a real physical influence. He was breaking through. "It's over," he gloated, pressing his face into the widening cracks. "Soon, I'll be out, and you'll be in here, watching me live the life you were too scared to." As he pushed, as the glass groaned and splintered, an idea sparked in my mind. A desperate, insane gamble. He was me. He was born from my insecurities, my regrets, my dark thoughts. He was strong because I perceived myself as weak. So what if I stopped perceiving him as strong? I looked him dead in the eye, past the rage and the confidence. I looked for the fear, and I found it. The fear of being trapped. The fear of being forgotten. The same fear that had been driving me. "You know what?" I said, forcing a calm I didn't feel. "You're right. You're a part of me. Which means you're just as scared as I am." His smug expression faltered. "What are you talking about? You're not the better me," I continued, my own confidence growing with each word. "You're just the loudest part. You're my doubt. You're my fear of failure. And I'm done listening to you." I took a step closer to the cracking mirror. "You want out so badly? Fine, but you're not taking my life. You're not real." As I spoke, something shifted. His image flickered. The rage in his eyes was replaced by a flicker of panic. He pushed against the glass again, but this time, it felt less forceful. "I'm the one in control," I said, my voice ringing with newfound conviction. "This is my mind, my body, my life." I raised my hand, not in a wave, but with my palm facing him, a gesture of stopping. "And you are going to disappear," he screamed, a high-pitched, desperate sound, as his form began to dissolve. He wasn't a solid person anymore, but a swirling vortex of shadow and light within the mirror. The cracks on the glass began to recede, sealing themselves up as if time were reversing. His face twisted in a final, silent snarl of defiance before he imploded into nothingness, leaving only my own reflection staring back at me. My real reflection, tired, pale, but mine. The smirk was gone. The dark glint in the eyes was gone. I raised my hand, and my reflection mirrored the action perfectly, instantly. A tear traced a path down my cheek, and on the other side of the glass, my reflection cried too. I haven't seen him since. The mirrors are uncovered now. Sometimes when the light is low or I'm particularly tired, I think I see a flicker in the corner of my eye. A shadow that moves a little too quickly. But I'm not afraid anymore. I know what it is, and I know who is in control. I learned that the greatest monsters aren't the ones hiding in the shadows or behind the glass. They're the ones we carry inside us. And the only way to beat them is to face them. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more. Until next time, maybe don't stare into the mirror for too long.